Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, where we spend 15 minutes helping you create a movement habit. Today, we're going to focus on hips and shoulders. We're going to start off in our shoulder car position, starting with a straight elbow, make a fist, create some tension. And here we go. We're going to come across the midline of the body into adduction, coming up into shoulder flexion, nice and slow, coming away from midline, internally rotating the shoulder, pointing that bicep down as we come around behind and down to our side. And then we'll reverse, going into extension till we hit resistance, externally rotating, pointing that bicep up towards the ceiling, coming back up into shoulder flexion, coming across the midline, pointing that bicep towards the ceiling and down to our side, starting again. Again, when we're doing our shoulder cars, we can add intensity by squeezing our fist and creating tension in all the muscles around the shoulder. So feel free to add intensity, carving out as much range of motion as possible as we go through our shoulder cars. And then we're going to reverse, going into extension, externally rotating the shoulder, coming up into shoulder flexion, nice and close to that ear, across the midline, and down to our sides. And we'll go again. Adduction, coming up into flexion, coming away from midline, internally rotating, coming around behind into extension, down to our side, and reverse. Extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, across midline, and down to our side. We'll switch sides here. Make a fist, straight elbow. Again, elbow stays straight the entire time. Coming across the midline, up into flexion, away from midline, internally rotating, around into extension, and down to our side. And reverse with extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, across that midline, fighting for external rotation as we come across the midline, and down to our side. And again, nice and slow. Again, using as much range of motion as possible. And reverse. Extension. External rotation, pointing that bicep up towards the ceiling as we open up the shoulder. Come up into flexion. Cross midline. And down to our side. And again. Adduction. Flexion. Abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Down to our side. And reverse. Extension. External rotation. Flexion. Adduction. And down to our side. Next, we'll go to our hip cars. Lying down on our sides. Hands clasped together. And starting with flexion. Pulling that knee to the chest. Opening up into abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Pressing that knee right back. Down to midline. Knees together. And reverse. Pressing the knee back. Squeezing the glute. Pointing that knee towards the ceiling. Externally rotating. Pulling the knee to the shoulder. Return to midline. Knees together. And again. Flexion. Abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Adduction. Knees together. And reverse. Extension. Abduction. External rotation. Flexion. Adduction. Knees together. And we have one more. Flexion. Abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Adduction. Knees together. And reverse. Pressing the knee back. pointing the knee to the ceiling, pointing the knee to the shoulder, pulling the knee to the shoulder, return to midline, knees together. We'll flip over to the other side. Hands clasped together. And here we go. We have flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, adduction, knees together, and reverse. Pressing that knee back, pointing the knee to the ceiling, pointing the knee to the shoulder, pulling the knee to the shoulder. Return to midline, knees together. And again, pulling the knee to the chest, pointing that knee to the ceiling, internally rotating, rotating that ankle right behind the knee, pressing that knee back. Return to midline, knees together. And reverse extension, abduction, external rotation, flexion, adduction, knees together. One more time here. Flexion, abduction, internal rotation, extension, adduction, knees together, and reverse with extension, abduction, external rotation, flexion, adduction, knees together. Excellent. We're going to go to our scapular cars next. This can be done in any position. I'm going to do it kneeling. We're going to start off fists out in front. Elbows are straight. We're going to punch forward, lifting up, shoulders to the ears, squeezing back into retraction, dropping down into depression. Again, punching forward, that's protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. We'll give our arms a quick shake and then we'll reverse. Arms up, make a fist. Squeezing back, that's retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. And one more time. Retraction, elevation, protraction, and depression. Next, we're going to stand up. We're going to go into our split stance. We're going to work on abduction, stretching our adductors. So from this position, feet are pointed forwards. Go as wide as you feel comfortable. We're going to lunge down to one side, pressing into this leg. We're going to pause at bottom, come back up. We're going to do 5 per side. So here we go. Coming down. Far as you can, feel a big stretch in here. Pressing down that foot into the ground. And back up. It's 1. Back down. Get those hips as low as you can. And up. It's 2. Back down. Pressing into that foot. And up. That's 3. Coming back down. Pause. 4. And 1 more. Coming down. And 5. Going right to the other side. Coming down. Get those hips low. Feel that stretch. And up. It's 1. Again. Coming down. Pause. And up. That's 2. Again. 3. I want you to try and keep that chest high as we lunge down. 3. Again. 4. And 1 more. Coming down. And 5. Excellent. Next, we're going to come down. Again, this can be standing. It doesn't have to be in this position. We're going to make a fist. We're going to keep our scapula in depression, and we're going to open up. We're going to stretch this line here. In order to feel a stretch here, you're going to have to keep your shoulders down or your scapula in depression. So arms out in front, elbows are straight, pressing those shoulders down, opening up till you feel a big stretch. Mine's right there. Hold and forward. That's one. Again, opening up. Far as you can, press those shoulders down, elbows are straight. It's two. Opening up. Pause. That's three. Again, elbows straight, shoulders down. That's four. And again, opening up. And five. Give you a quick second, shake those shoulders out. Next, we're going to go into our abduction. So now that we've stretched the inside of our thighs, which is our adductors, we're going to come back into this position, our sideline car position, pressing the knee back. All we're going to do is come straight up, pause, and straight back down. We're working this tissue here. You're going to feel a big squeeze in the tissue when you come up. Okay, ready? Press the knee back into extension, keeping this angle open, keeping that nice straight line as we come straight up, pause, and back down. That's one. Coming up, pause, and down. That's two. Trying to get that knee as high as you can every time. Coming up, pause, back down. It's three. Again, up, pause, down. That's four. And one more time. Coming up, pause, and down. That's five. Flipping over to the other side. We're going to clasp our hands together, bend the knee at 90 degrees, press the knee back, straight up, pause, and down. That's one. Up, pause, down. That's two. Again, up, pause, down. That's three. Up, pause, down. That's four. And one more time. Up, pause, down, and that's five. Excellent. And that is another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Thank you for joining. Thank you for making your health a priority. Again, share the link. If you like the class, share it with family, friends, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you tomorrow morning.